So this picture is made after the war. You see a grave. In this grave there are 9 sick people. And here is standing the 10th who had to be killed here, and her place is in that grave. But she managed to escape. It was me. My name is Klara, Klara, and the last name is Vinokur. I was born in Ukraine, in a small town. Usually such places were called shtetl. In Yiddish, it is shtetl, a small town. Half of the population was Ukrainian and half was Jewish. I lived there with my father, Shimon, my mother, Hinda, and my little brother, Gregory. So we lived in that shtetl. My mom was a dressmaker, very good one. My father was a worker. He worked, in a company of making furniture. And I was attending school. I was attending a Ukrainian school because we had only Ukrainian schools and one Jewish school. I liked my school very much. I liked my classmates and my schoolmates and my teachers. We were very, very good friends. When the war started in 1939, we didn't believe that the war will come to our country and our place. In the south of Ukraine, there were such colonies, Jewish, German, Polish, and so on and so on. And people who lived there together with German people, they said they are nice people. We lived good, we were friends, we worked together, and they would don't kill us. So the war started. Nobody expected, because there was a special, agreement between Germany, Hitler, and the Soviet Union, Stalin. But so it happened. When somebody told us that Jews would be killed, we didn't believe. Why? What for? Sometimes, Polish Jews passed across our town, and they said, "Take a bottle of water and go away." But we didn't believe. The German came, the occupation began on the 30th of July, 1941. And nobody expected that something will happen, something horrible. They arrested 100 people. My father was among them. Nobody knows what happened to them. We understood that they were probably killed because nobody and never saw them again. So some time passed, maybe a month or more, and we were told to put on not yellow stars, as in many camps, many ghettos. We were told to put on a bandage, a white, with the David stars. Then every Jewish family had to find a room or something for their living in a special section of the town, and that section was only for Jewish people, and it was the ghetto. So my mom found her friend. She lived in that section of the town, and we went to her home. She accepted us, and we lived with her. In my town, from the ghetto, 728 people were killed. So many people were killed here. I'm the witness of that. They were hungry. They were in very bad conditions, but they waited. They didn't know what for. Maybe it will be better. Maybe it will be better. I was young, but I also went to work. Some people appeared during the day, and they chose the people who could work somewhere we didn't know. And many people wanted to go, because to go to work is not to go to be killed. Probably 100 people were, so to say, arrested and brought in Ukraine to a special place. It was a camp, like a concentration camp. We lived there. We were building a road through Ukraine. These are the stones which we used for building that road. In a couple of months, an epidemic of typhus began, and the sick people were killed. But we didn't believe. Oh, it's impossible. It can't be. One day in the evening, 2 doctors appeared, an old one and a young one. And they looked at us and they took the temperature. And I saw that it was very, very high. The young doctor saw it, and when the old came up to him and asked him, "What's here?" he said, "Here everything is okay." So he wanted to rescue me. He wanted to help me. In the morning, the door opened. The young doctor came up to me and said, "Take your things and go to another room." I couldn't understand. I couldn't stand up. I was very sick. Be quick, do it quickly. I stand up, and we were laying all on the floor, and my place was near the window. I looked out of the window and saw that the yard near this building was full of Germans, soldiers, and policemen. And I understood why they came here. Policeman came and he said, "Go out." And we understood that we go for, it's our last way. Then we came to a pit. It was ready to take the dead people. So this picture is made after the war. You see a grave. In this grave there are 9 sick people. And here is standing the 10th who had to be killed here, and her place is in that grave. But she managed to escape. It was me. I managed to run away. It was a horrible storm, so there were 2 graves. I was sick. I couldn't go anywhere, but they decided to help me. So I joined them. We came to the camp, and they had to hide me upstairs. And I was there, seems to me, 3 days and 3 nights. They brought me a little bit to eat, but it was time to leave, to go. And I knew that my mother and my Gregory, my little brother, they were still in the ghetto. And I decided to go there, to walk there. And at night, one of the boys of the the camp. He helped me to go out. And I went on foot, but I came. I did not know where my mother lived. Many people from the ghetto were killed already. So I came to our Ukrainian friends. They had to hide me. And then next day, it seems to me, we went to the ghetto. We found my mother and my brother, and I lived with them. I stayed with them. A man who could make a document for me with another name, and then I could leave that place and go somewhere. And that man, he said to me that this new name are from his cousin. Before the war, she lived in a kinder house. She had no parents with her brother. So if you go somewhere with this document, you'll say that somebody saw my brother in a camp of war prisoners, of soldiers who were, and you go there to find him. So one day I left my home. If I can say that it was a home, I said goodbye to my mom, to my brother, and I went, I don't know where. And next day, it seems to me, I wanted to sleep in a village. And when I came in, and I say, can I sleep all night here? Yes, you can, please, you can. But then the woman disappeared, and I looked out of the window, and I saw that she came back with a young man, and I understood that she said somewhere that I came to hide, and so it was. He brought me to the police. They decided, then another man who was a policeman, a young, but he was very kind to me. I have, things for a man. And they decided that maybe I am connected with partisans. So I was there during a week, and I found out that they checked my documents, and everything was okay. And the other young man, he said, if they send you to work somewhere, don't go another way. Go there, because they'll watch you, they'll be interested in you. And I am thankful to the people of that statement. I was only in hiding, but I was working. And among the worker of that state farm, there were Russian people, Ukrainian people, maybe Polish. I don't know how they came there. I didn't ask them. They didn't ask me. I lived in that state farm the autumn and beginning of winter. And I was liberated by the Soviet army on the 26th of January 1944. I was wounded, and a bullet came here, and here it was under the skin. It didn't flow out. If it goes out, it will be here, and I would be killed. So on the 27th, I was wounded. I couldn't go to my town. I had to go to different hospitals, and I came to my town only a month later. I hoped to meet somebody. Maybe my father wasn't killed. He didn't come back. Maybe my mother, she didn't come back. Maybe my little brother. Nobody. And then only my sister, who was not under the Nazis, she wrote a letter to that town, and I found her that she was in Russia with her family, where I wrote everything what happened with me and my family. This letter was written in 1944. I went there to my sister, then I came back, I married an officer of the army. We came to Kiev because he worked in Kiev, and I, College of Foreign Languages. I became a teacher, and I was teaching during 35 years. And the president of the Jewish Council of Ukraine in 1990, he listened a little bit to me and he said, "You work with me, you work with us." And I worked there from 1990 till 1997. And I came to America. During that time, I was always very active. I visited different conferences connected with the Holocaust. 13 times I went to different countries. So I told you already maybe that I was 3 times in America, 3 times in Israel, twice in Poland, twice in Holland, now England, Germany and France. And when I came here, I organized also an organization, Memory of the Holocaust. At the beginning we had 120 people, and now we have only 80 people because many of them passed away. So during all these 17 years I'm here, I try to do what I can to do for the memory